Can you accept my permission, boy?
We're live.
I don't know.
Ready?
Woo!
Hi, I'm Chris Claremont, and I freaking love freaking comics. You got a problem with that?
Oh, is there no intro this time around?
No, because I disconnected my hard drive, thinking, okay, I'm good, and the intro is on that hard drive, so I clicked it just now, and it went file not found. So,
Oh, okay.
yeah,
We're doing it live.
dun, dun, dun. I think we do a way better version anyway, acapella.
I agree. I like your
Hey
British
guys,
accent.
welcome to Live from the Apocalypse.
Woo!
And it's gonna be a really good fucking time.
Fuck yeah.
The way you're saying
Good
it
time.
makes me feel like it's not going to be a good time.
Oh, it's gonna be a good time. It's gonna be a really good fucking time. So yeah, we're gonna get into some shit, talk about some news items, talk about some comic booky cool stuff. I'm gonna do a lot of finger guns. You guys have never seen the amount of finger guns I'm about to. This is gonna be for years. You're gonna be talking about this like, oh man, remember that finger gun experience that we had watching this live? So
Our favorite
Get ready.
Frenchman, La Tomate, is in the chat. What's up?
get ready for the ride of your life.
This is gonna be fucking insane.
All of your wildest dreams are about to come true. Is my face washed out by this ring light? Do I need to
you're
move it?
good. Nope.
Nope.
Nope. It's good.
Okay.
Got a nice little olive tone on you. Got that
Oh, okay.
Jewish sun kiss thing going on. It's great. It's nice.
I've tried Jewish Sunkiss and it's delicious.
Is it? I'm drinking Sunny
Yeah.
Delight right now. Only
Jewish
for all its.
Sunkissed. It's like a matzo flavored orange beverage. It's really spectacular.
And it comes in a
Life-changing.
dreidel flavored bottle. I mean a a dreidel shaped bottle.
Yeah, dreidel shaped bottle.
All right, guys. We'll go ahead and just give it a couple minutes. Beck Kendall. Hey guys, first time doing a live stream with you. Welcome, Beck Kendall. Where you guys from? I know La Tomate is from France. Where you joining us from, Beck Kendall? Who else is in here? I know Polly's in here.
Yeah. Where the Polly's at? I wonder if we told them today.
Oh, we did. Yeah. You were sleeping in till like 3 minutes before. No, I'm just kidding.
Isn't that what we do?
Yeah,
Isn't that how
that's
we
exactly what we do.
Hey, have any of you guys read this Star-Lord title?
No.
It's kind of legendary
Is it dope?
Star-Lord.
I thought
By
we said do blurred background because you're not gonna be holding up any books, are you? And you're like, no.
oh yeah.
So then you
Yeah, but this is foreground, so I would expect it to not be blurry.
it's
but
looking
whatever.
it's looking for your body.
Words don't matter.
It's
Yeah.
looking for the shape of your body.
I'm gonna unblur the background. That's it. I'm gonna go ahead and make that go away. Okay, cool. So yeah, this is
Goodness in the
legendary
chat.
Star-Lord by
Voice.
Sam Humphries, and I just pulled it off my shelf. I haven't even started reading it yet, but I'm pretty excited.
What
I
made
like
you want to
Star-Lord.
buy it? Oh, you like the character?
Well, I'm reading Brian Michael Bendis's Guardians run from like 2014, and it's a good run because it ties in with like all new X-Men. It ties in with Nova a little bit. It has all these little tie-ins, and it ties in with Infinity. So I thought it'd be kind of cool to just read the solo Star-Lord title, especially since this is around the time that he was smashing it out with Kitty Pryde, and I'd like
Yeah,
to know a
sweet.
little bit more. Like to know a little bit more about that relationship. So
Does
Bex-
she end up becoming Star-Lord? Is that her? Kitty Pryde?
does Kitty Pryde become Star-Lord? No, but she does become Captain Britain. Oh no,
Ooh.
she does not become Disregard that. Completely
Okay.
disregard that.
I don't know why,
Disregard.
for some reason, I thought it was her that took over his mantle. But maybe I've just made that up in my head.
It's possible that it happens.
It's a
and I
thing
just
we've been
haven't
doing
read
lately. So he messages me earlier and goes, and I know it's because he's looking for pictures for each one of these spots. And so in the final video I did with in our before Watchmen video with Ozymandias, Polly says, by the way, that you're right. She did. Just probably not in that run, maybe. I don't know. But
okay.
So you just ruined it. Just fucking ruined it. No, just kidding.
Shit.
It would have been a great surprise.
Can't wait to read that.
Sorry. Sorry, shit.
Micah Malone. Hey, Michael, get your mom on here. We want her on the show. By the way, if everyone doesn't know, the official IFLC mother is Michael Malone's
Mama Malone.
Mama.
So true.
Mama
Yes.
Malone. Yeah.
Mama Malone.
Mama Malone.
But
Alright,
yeah,
I've got
just to
that
finish
down.
what I was
Mama
saying,
Malone,
so
sure.
Ozymandias, there's a reference in Before the Watchmen, I fucking swear it's there, where he goes, we're gonna use Dr. Manhattan's energies to like make the not teleportation, but the teleportation energy, which kind of alludes more towards like how the movie did it with the energy, right? And then
How does that allude to that though?
it's a way to.
How
It's
does
just
that-
a way to. It's just a way to read it. It's just a way to read it.
Did-
So using his energies.
I read it as
It's-
use the energies to
Well,
teleport the squid.
that's great, fucking Judah. If you
Yeah.
had been talking, you wouldn't have got it that way.
That
I
makes
didn't
sense.
read it that way, and I can't fucking find where I got that from. It's in there somewhere, and I'm gonna fucking find it. I read it. But anyways, let's go ahead and press to the news. You want me to read
Yay!
it? You want me to read it out, or do you have it up?
I've got it up.
Okay.
Do you want me to read it out and you can react to it?
Yeah, I'm gonna go. What?
I'm gonna react so hard.
Fuck yeah! If I don't
Alright,
see
get ready.
finger guns.
Think again.
Oh, hold on a second. I got my shoulder holstered guns, my side holster guns. It's gonna be a slaughter.
Hey, question before I ask, tell you guys about this first headline. When you are carrying a gun and you go to the bathroom, where do you put the gun?
What gun are you carrying? What gun are we carrying in this hypothetical scenario?
Maybe
kinda-
it's just like a handgun that's in like one of those strap things. Do you keep the strap thing on?
Yeah.
No,
Yeah, 'cause
I pull my shorts down around my ankles, and my underwear creates a little pouch, and I lay the gun into my pouch of my underwear so it's not touching the bathroom floor. I don't care if it gets my dick sweat on it. I don't care. It's my gun.
Oh,
You know what
I
mean?
just hang the gun belt itself off my penis and then just pee through it that way. I don't. How else are you supposed to pee?
I was hoping it wasn't just me.
Now to answer your question seriously, you just kind of keep it on. If it gets in the way of the pants, I just kind of pull it up a little bit and then.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Wow.
If it's a long
There you
gun
go.
or a rifle, just sling it behind you and then pee.
Amazing.
So today,
And then
on Live from the Apocalypse, you learn how to pee with a gun.
Or,
don't
I
say
mean,
we
I
never
could-
teach you anything.
I can take a dump while dual wielding. It's just if it gets too intense, I might accidentally pull the trigger. You know what I mean? Like,
That's actually a good point. If you're taking a shit while engaging the enemy, then really you just kind of like do this thing where the porta potty door is like your brace, and it's not
Oh, wow.
it's not bad. Yeah.
Tactic.
I've actually been in a notional shootout, not real, but like a
Notional
notional
fake
training
means fake,
shootout.
yeah.
Like a fake shootout, a simulated shootout while taking a shit before.
Dick sweat.
It's a weird story. I don't have to tell it, but that actually did happen to me.
Amazing.
There's
One time my pants.
So also notional is not a military word, but I feel I've only ever heard it in the military. So just in case, it means fake. So we're in an exercise, a training exercise, and I'm in Louisiana for a big training exercise called fucking doesn't matter. It's an exercise in Louisiana, and it's dead of summer, and I am in there, and I remember that it's like 100 and something degrees, and it's Louisiana. It's fucking gross. I hate the South. It's muggy. It's gross. And I'm in this place, and I gotta take a fucking shit, like for sure. And the only time I ever want to take a shit, anybody wants to take a crap, is during the night when it's like a normal temperature out there, which is like 80, right? And then it's like, this is all in Fahrenheit, by the way. So Rhi, if you just want to like, or ask Siri, what is 80? And I couldn't hold it anymore. So in the middle of summer, I go to the Porta Johns, and I'm sitting in there, and I'm literally dying, sauna, drenched in sweat. And I'm like, can't even wipe your ass because it's all wet, right? And I'm like, oh, fuck. And I'm like, you know what? I'm going to die in here. I'm literally going to pass out and die in here. And I just hold the door open, and I'm just like, got to do this. People are walking by, just walking to the front, walking like, Sup?
Peace.
It's too hot in here. Can't breathe. The Sergeant Major told me I was not allowed to do that again. So.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
You know, when I was over in the US, I noticed all the toilet doors are really high. I don't know.
Yeah.
Is that
So
a thing?
let me tell you something. So I fall down some really stupid YouTube channel. You know, for real. So I fall down some really
exposed.
Some really weird YouTube channels, and sometimes I'll come across these channels of like things to know if you visit the United States, and I'm like, oh, that's cool. Like, let me read what other people are saying about the United States. I want to see this stuff, and that is one of the things I always see. Always, every list, every time. There's two things about bathrooms that I always things Germans should know before. Yeah, I don't know how to do it. I can't do a German accent.
Things the Germans should know before going to the United States.
That's very good. That's actually very good. I'm gonna practice mine. And every single time, two things: water level and the bathroom doors and the privacy. So check this out. By the way, hang on tight. I swear we're about to start talking about comic books and nerd shit. Right after this, we're gonna start talking comic book shit. So don't go away. So two things from the perspective of an American. I have never, ever been so low to the ground in a bathroom that I can see under the door. So I'm not sure why that's a problem. Like, it's not like, oh shit, oh goddamn, why did you let me look underneath there? Like, I've never looked under the door. The cracks in the doors, I've heard that complaint. Like, oh, it's like these, and then there's always that exaggeration. Like, you can like fit your head through these. You can just look right in. Who the fuck is looking in the cracks of the doors? Nobody. Like, at best, I think the height of the door. Yeah. But I'm just thinking like other people besides us. Right. And then the height of the water. I will say this. That is something I've noticed, but it's always in the worst bathrooms. Now, maybe your guys' water barely comes up the thing, and you have all these shit streaks. You know, where you got this chunk that just lands on the
water's really high. Yeah.
In the United States,
the bowl's
right?
really full. Yeah.
Yeah. But I'm saying, I think there's a medium. I'm not sure what you guys consider high, because unless your water level's so low that when you take a dump, it just sticks to the side of the porcelain and it just piles there, and then it hopes it all washes out. But I have noticed that, like, if you go to like a shitty gas station restaurant, like the water's like all the way up, I'm like, I don't even like that. But
so the tank limit used to be, like, when we were kids, was like 7 gallons, and then there was an environmental regulation that was passed that made it like 3 gallons. So a lot of people want to own the older toilets with the larger tanks because they get a better flush. And so our flushing quality has gone down, but our 3 gallon is still more than what the rest of the world usually gets out of their flush. We just like to waste water. So
I see. Yeah. So like to waste water is one way to put it. Not wanting to marinate in the fumes of my own dookie is
right. Yeah.
Is another way to put it.
Poetic.
Let's get to news. We're gonna.
I'm glad we had that conversation. Yeah. I'm so sorry for everyone watching.
Hey, welcome to I Freaking Love Comics.
Yeah, let's get some comic news. All right. So CBR.com has reported on a free Spanish Superman comic that honors essential workers. Yeah.
That sounds exciting.
It is exciting. Written and illustrated by Spanish comic book creator David Rubin, the 4-page story, not counting the cover, title page, or credits page, is titled Oh God, help me with this one, Robo.
El superpoder más importante, which means the most important superpower.
Oh, cool.
So, una historia de Superman, Grito y tu vecina. So, basically the history of... So the history of Superman, his dog, and your neighbor.
Cute. The comic, which follows Amanda Steele as he offers his gratitude to a woman struggling with the day-to-day life of continuing to work amid the global health crisis, is currently available for all to read on ECC Ediciones website.
Yeah, so it was an ECCC, I think it is. But yeah, I went to it. ECC, yeah, not triple C, ECC, which I'm sure is a couple Spanish words in there. I went to the website and I just kind of took a gander at the comic book Great intent. Like, oh, that's pretty cool. The art is interesting. It makes him look like this 50-year-old like this weird. He has lines on his forehead like mine. Like, it's weird.
Ooh, interesting.
Yeah,
So,
I wasn't a fan of the art, but
Does she snap and start murder? Like, is it like an essential worker snaps and starts killing all the non-essential pieces of shit? Like, is it like
badass? This nurse watched the Plandemic YouTube video on how it's all fake, and the last scene is her like painting her mouth red, like
smearing it up.
All you non-essential fuckers are gonna die.
Shit.
Yeah,
It
that
escalated
does sound
quickly.
awesome.
Amazing.
Yeah.
This one's also from CBR.com. DC introduces a new Lantern Corps color. Or Lantern Core, I guess you guys call it.
What is the new color?
Gold. It's up now
yeah.
in front of you. Yep.
Okay. Nice.
So what you think about that? You excited?
Yeah, sure.
Hey,
I mean, we'll see what the story is.
I like the red lanterns. I like the black lanterns. I think more lanterns are cool.
Cool.
Yeah, the more lanterns, the better.
I like it because what it does is it kind of like opens up these storylines where we can just keep getting more and more abstract, right? So we have like courage and this and that. I'm like, I don't know. They have fear, right? Yellow's fear. Black is, what is that, hate or something? Maybe they'll have like a love one. I don't know. I mean, then there's ones that aren't even like emotions. So like the white Lantern Corps is life. Oh, that's right. Black is death. It's just... It just really just opens up. What does it matter? You want a dog one? All right, here's the spotted Lantern Corps. Let's do it.
That would be super cute. Do you think, this is kind of a side tangent, but do you think we'll ever get a Captain Planet movie?
Fuck yeah. I hope it's like those YouTube videos where he's like a sociopath.
Do I
Have you seen those?
With Don Cheadle? Yes.
Don Cheadle?
Yeah, like Captain Planet, he's like killing people. I think that'd be awesome.
That'd be rad.
As a matter of fact, after this news thing, I'm gonna pull up the YouTube video of it, and we're gonna watch one. It's fucking awesome.
Yes, I love it so much.
Incredibly funny.
Do I want one? I'm 39 years old. Do I want one? Only if it's rebooted to appeal to me. Do I want one in the style of the one I watched when I was 10? No, I don't give a fuck if it exists or not. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I don't think anybody. The only people who even remember what Captain Planet is are like our age. So I think they should take some liberties and make it funny and awesome.
Yeah.
See, I thought that about the Scooby-Doo thing. Like, they should have made it more adult-ified and tried to get the people that were watching it when they were kids. But that's
I think it's a lose-lose, if that's the right term for it. I think you can go either way, to put it better. You either appeal to the people, to appeal to nostalgia, right? Because I said this on Facebook the other day. Like, we have one thing that I don't know what to call myself. I'm like on the cusp, right? So some places I'm an elder millennial, some places I'm a junior fucking Xer, whatever. But people around our age just can't figure out the difference between a good show and show that triggers nostalgia. And so either they appeal to us and they get our money, or I think what is smarter, and this is what Disney does, you figure out a way to sell to that same age base, because those people will always be that age forever, and then your product lasts forever. Instead of appealing to us, eventually I'm going to be 70 and really don't give a fuck about Captain Planet, and they will have wished they had appealed to young kids. So.
Yeah.
I don't think anybody thinks Captain Planet's sacred. Like, I don't think anybody thought it was good. I think pretty much everyone from that time was like, oh, here's like the sort of wholesome, like, good person show.
It's so bad, it's good. Yeah.
You say that.
Like, I think if they were gonna make it good now, they would have to make it ridiculous. That's the only way it would be good, is if they if it was self-aware. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that would be really cool. Meta.
Yeah. That would be cool. Michael Malone's, just to go back to the Lantern. He's like, if I was a Lantern, I'd be like off-color white, the one no one talks to. So you'd be British. That's what you.
Glenna says beige Lantern, but she also said, where is this? Or they also said, where is this new Lantern color happening? It is in Legion of Superheroes issue 6, which is a Brian Michael Bendis run.
Yeah.
Thank you, Robo, for the information. Robo made this list, by the way.
Brian Michael Bendis is an awesome writer.
Yeah.
He's the man.
Absolutely.
Do you have a favorite of his?
Oh man.
On the
well
spot.
now,
You better have one
Ultimate
now.
Spider-Man.
Nice.
I mean, his Ultimate Spider-Man run is like literature. It's fucking brilliant. But he's done, before I even read that, like, because I read that, I was late to the show with that. Before I read that, I read a lot of his other stuff, and it was like, I mean, his Avengers Disassembled was awesome. His original it's called Secret War, but it really has nothing to do with any of the actual main Secret War events. It was pretty good. He's had he did Secret Invasion, which I think was mostly good for the first 2/3 of it. And he's just Dark Avengers. He's had like a lot of really good runs, and then he's did all new X-Men, which is good, and Guardians of the Galaxy. He's done so much, and the MCU is basically based on Brian Michael Bendis' vision. Like,
So cool.
there just wouldn't be an MCU. Oh, he did Alias. Which is awesome.
Yeah.
That's probably my favorite, I think. It's pretty good.
Oh yeah, it is good.
Before you read this next one, I'm gonna hit this video. Man, I can't wait till we're all in the same room one day when we're all rich and famous and this becomes a popular show on TV or something. I'm gonna play the San Diego Comic-Con video as their little teaser. If you two want to click it on your phone and watch it along with us, that'd be great. But here we go. Personalized snacks, no lines, free parking, pets are welcome, badges for all, and a front row seat to Comic-Con at home. So yeah, San Diego Comic-Con threw up a little video on their Twitter. So apparently, and you know what? Yeah, they're watching it now.
Badges for all. Everyone gets a fucking badge.
Everyone,
Holy
you know
shit.
why? Because you're fucking at home. So I think Judah should get a lawyer because months and months ago, he definitely thought about this whole let's do an econ. Let's all band together. So San Diego Comic-Con clearly is a follower of IFLC and stole his idea. So fucking suing. We're coming after you.
I love that. I love when you can. I think Judah does that a lot. He's one of those guys that just picks things that are going to happen.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
do.
Yeah.
I do.
It's called being
cosmic
clairvoyant.
awareness.
Yes.
Cosmic awareness.
Yeah.
He's got
Cosmic
he wields the
awareness,
power
yeah.
cosmic. Nice.
The power of cosmic, yeah. It's a great idea. I'm glad they're doing something because the whole thing sucks. I know a lot of the people that really depend on these cons, artists and crafts people and cosplayers and all these people where it's this is their thing, and not only is it about the community, but it's also their livelihood. And this whole it's outside of everyone's control, the COVID-19 thing. But it sucks. So I'm glad that they're being creative. They're thinking outside the box.
This isn't the only thing this pandemic is going to change either. This pandemic, and we'll get through it. I don't think it's the end of the world, but it's definitely going to evolve society and how we do things. I'll tell you right now, I'm done shaking people's hands. I'm just going to give you maybe a quick finger gun. I just got to figure out how to do it in the most professional way, in a business environment, how you doing, sir? Instead of those, I'm like, how are you doing, sir? No, sorry, I don't shake hands.
So there's the familiar finger gun for someone which is a hey. But then there's a professional finger gun, which is oh, sir, hey, how you doing? Good to see you.
Just one quick double shoot.
One shoot,
And your face has to be serious. How you doing, sir?
Yeah. Sir. Yeah. Oh, sir. Good to see you.
Yeah. Or ma'am, because I'm not sexist. Maybe my superior is a woman.
Oh my god, I love it.
Judah's come on.
So great. Hey, did everyone see that Robo started making bloopers for us? That was pretty fun.
In
the Discord chat.
Where did I put that? We should definitely watch some of that. We should.
It's so fun.
Okay, when we're done with the news, we have these to-do things.
Yes, Polly, you have to laugh. It's not familiar if you don't laugh.
Oh, you have to, and it has to be that. It has to be the with that. Just think about it.
This
Hold on.
guy over
so
here.
check this out. How you doing? Like, it just doesn't fit. You gotta. That's the only way to do it. So it's really the only way.
But then there's also the finger guns you give someone when they're in mourning. Like if you're at a funeral and like someone's in mourning, it's also a very sensitive finger gun, which is more of like oh man, I'm so sorry. I can't believe that happened.
He was a gift to us all.
He was a good guy, you know.
Yeah.
He's a good guy.
Well, good to think about it. What else would you do?
Etiquette education in this episode.
Yeah,
talked about shitting
in a
with
funeral,
guns, finger guns.
Shitting with guns, pissing with guns, shitting in a military exercise. Like, what do? You hold the door open and say hi to people politely, and give finger guns while taking a shit. You know.
There's the breakup where you're like, hey, listen, you're great.
It's not you, it's me.
It's not you, it's me. I had a lot of good time with you, and I don't regret the time we spent together. But unfortunately, it's just time to move on. You know.
It's time to move on. In all of these situations,
time to move on.
They would. You typically do things that spread disease. You shake hands. You hug in consolation. You break up and maybe give the person a... Nah, you don't... I don't know. Depends on your breakup. But a lot of breakups do like, yeah. You might have breakup sex.
Yeah. Now you have breakup finger guns.
Mylene's giving me ideas in the back, and one of them is this. And I'm like, you might eat her out. Maybe that's the thing you do when you're breaking up, I guess.
Speaking of finger guns, Coco just like started jumping on my leg.
Oh, hello.
She just tried to jump on my leg, failed.
Polly wants to know what are hate guns, like when you despise someone.
They're real.
Hey,
they have bullets in them.
Oh, yeah. Do you? Yeah. Maybe do you use them with middle fingers? How about the most passive-aggressive hate gun is using middle fingers, but you do them fast enough to like, hey, what's up, guy? And you walk away and they, did that motherfucker just use middle? Did he just hate? Okay. Can't wait to see that motherfucker. But you can't fight him because that's how you spread disease. You fight. You can't. Fighting is done,
I
so
hope
that's
we answered
good.
your question.
Yeah.
All right, so next in the news, we've got newsarama.com. Marvel Digital Comics Shop is shutting down.
Yeah.
At comicstore.marvel.com on June 2nd. The publisher announced in a newsletter to users, readers will still be able to purchase Marvel Digital Comics and continue to read their existing Marvel Digital Comics library directly via the Marvel Comics app and the Comixology store. R.I.P.
So you can. So I looked into it. It's probably not because that's not the direction things are going. I think people just aren't using it a lot. So you know how there's two Marvel apps. You got your Marvel Unlimited, but you got your actual Marvel app. So if I'm reading the article correctly, you can still go direct to the Marvel app and buy comics, and they will show up in your app. You could also link your Marvel account to Comixology and also buy comics through Comixology, and then they'll be like there. What's being shut down is what was it? Read the link again.
Comicstore.marvel.com.
That specific thing, the website for the browser is not being used anymore. Probably because people weren't using it in the first place. So
yeah.
Because I use the app for new stuff once in a while especially like during COVID.
Yeah.
Sure. And
it sounds like they're just streamlining, so I don't think we should be super at it yet.
Yeah.
They should just combine Unlimited with like everything 6 months out is unlimited, and then on the same app you can buy newer issues. I think that'd be smarter. Better business, but whatever. What do they know? What do I know? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Well,
so
you're the person they're trying to reach.
Michael Malone's asking for a beer, so if you could just go ahead and take care of that.
Michael, what are you drinking, mate? I'm drinking some bourbon whiskey and cola.
No, always with the
turkey.
What's the beer that's not Australian but says it's Australian?
Foster's. Australian for beer.
Foster's. Australian for beer.
No one drinks Foster's.
And Australians are like, what the fuck is Foster's? What the fuck is Foster's, mate?
There's probably some beer. There's probably some American beer that we've never heard of, like Stars and Stripes beer, American for beer. You know,
Eagle Freedom Guns beer, the only beer Americans drink. You know,
apparently Bud Light is what you're all into.
Jesus.
Yeah. Now that's true though. So, like we were talking about that. We were talking about. I wonder what like shitty American foods are, you know, and then someone brought up like Taco Bell and other countries. No, that would be legit American food. I want to see like a Taiwanese American store, like, oh, this is a booger and this is a fry, and it's like made out of, like, the fry is like, that's not fries. What is this? Like how the rest of the world like looks at our versions. It's of like
it's
foods.
like it's like just a potato with skin on it, and like like
it's a whole baked potato. This is American fries. They like this fries. I'm sorry if the accent's like, I'm just trying to be foreign. Sorry. But yeah,
Kendall is calling me out, by the way, saying day drinking before noon. Polly says Bud is undrinkable.
Bud is so. I would agree. So first of all, I just want to call you out, Rhi, something real quick. I wanna say, I asked Beck. I said, "Hey, Beck Kendall, where you from? We got some people in there," and you stood there silent, like you're just like, "Oh yeah." And then Beck was like, "Oh, I'm from Brisbane. I'm from Brisbane, cunt. I'm friends with Rhi.
She's a friend of mine."
And I'm like, well, Rhi ain't claiming you. I'm just saying, because she just let me talk to you, but like, no.
I know, because I was like waiting. I was like, well, maybe she'll answer back. I'm not going to jump in on her thing, and then no, but she's definitely like near Brisbane.
Dope.
So she knows that it's 11:30 in the morning for me.
So let me tell you something about Bud Light. So the whole American beer Bud Light is piss thing is I completely agree with you. But here's what Bud Light is great for. Bud Light is great for like wasting drinks. Like it's light enough to just like, I'm gonna chug a beer super fast and poke a hole and shotgun it and play beer pong with it and stuff like that. I'm not gonna like go buy nice. Yeah, I'm not gonna go buy nice thick beer that is like, oh, this is really good beer. Like I'm pour them into cups and pour them down a funnel and shit like that. Like Bud Light is good, watery, cheap beer, so you can go be a fucking idiot with it. So, do
you remember the commercials that they had a few years ago? Like Bud Light, it's got drinkability. It's like, what the fuck are you trying to say? It's drinkable. That's the marketing point for Bud Light.
Hey, do you like? That's the pitch meeting. Hey guys, I got a new beer I want to put up for you guys. Do you like water? Water's great, right? Like when you're thirsty. What if we had beer that tasted like water? Huh? And you're like, get this guy raised.
There are some good cheap American beers. PBR, I think, is pretty good. I like PBR. I think it's a pretty good cheap American beer. I think Coors Light, when it's ice cold, is super refreshing. Especially
it's that watery, yeah.
Yeah, it's just super refreshing, and it's watery, but that's not new. I mean, like other countries have lagers, or like stuff like that are like
other countries lightest beer. So I've been in Scotland. I spent a week in Germany. Italy, I've drinking I've been in a few countries, and their lightest beers. Because I'm gonna tell you, I'm not a fan of beer, right? So these thick beers, when you're like, oh, what's the? See, this is Guinness.
Hops.
I have a layover in Ireland, and I'm like, I'm gonna have a Guinness. I'm gonna figure it out. I'm gonna have a real Guinness. So we go to an Irish bar and we order a Guinness. I fucking hate Guinness. It's disgusting. Okay. Yeah, and I get Guinness. It's by taste, right? Yeah. I'm not saying that Guinness is disgusting. I'm saying my mouth thinks that Guinness is disgusting. And so when I go ask for a light beer, like I want a light blonde, they give me like their version of a light beer, and I'm like, yeah, because I got American taste buds, I guess. I don't know.
I love how you said that. I'm going to use that all the time. My eyes saw it as ugly. So
yeah, you know why? Because I really hate. So Judah, I love you. Judah's like my best friend. But Judah has this thing that he does when we're talking about opinions that makes my brain itch. Judah makes claims on the item, and I try to make claim. When I say a claim, I say like what I think about it. I go like I don't like this.
Like Guinness. I said I like Guinness.
I'm not saying like right now. I'm not saying right now. Like I was just saying like you said that what you liked is my taste buds. I'm saying that you go, no, that book was bad, or this was objectively horrible or great or something. And I'm like, I don't agree. It's okay, or maybe I do agree. And when I do agree, I don't mind when you do that because I agree. So you just have to agree with me, and then it'll be good.
It's a debate as old as time. Are certain things objectively good and are certain things objectively bad? And the common answer is nothing's objectively good or bad. It's just a matter of opinion. And I've heard that, and I see the merits of that. But I think there are things that are objectively bad. I mean,
like having sex with your sibling.
Plan 9 from Outer Space is an objectively bad movie. It's an objectively bad movie.
Fine.
There's no way to spin it where that's a good movie. You know what I mean? You just can't spin it that way.
But maybe it was for someone at some point. You know
That's
what
right.
I mean? Like, how many times have you been through life where you've consumed art, it's meant something, and then you come back to it and it's meant something different?
So that's understandable, and I do that too. Like, if I like something that's objectively bad, I'll say, I like this objectively bad thing. And if people like Plan 9 from Outer Space, which is objectively bad, it's okay for them to like that objectively bad thing. But you can look at the structure of Plan 9, look at the intent of movies in general, and see where they completely failed to meet that intent.
You do understand that this completely contradicts everything you've ever said about ethics at all?
No, it doesn't.
Oh.
It doesn't.
Okay. Well then, yeah, I didn't see it from that point of view. You're right. Okay.
Oh, guys, the fire!
I don't want to get a big long thing. But,
yeah. So you can you can have something that's objectively bad, but you can't have something that's objectively evil. Okay.
It's gonna.
You said you didn't want to get into it. You said you didn't want to get into it.
The problem is the explanation I have doesn't fit on a meme. It's like it's a conversation, and I can't explain it. But if we don't have the time,
I didn't say you can't explain it. You said you don't want to. It's so bad, it's good. Yeah.
Hey, so Beck says, I used to chug warm beer from a funnel. Keystone Light was the best for it. I'm ashamed of myself. Michael Malone says, Bud Light is made for toddlers and small dogs. Desperados is the best beer. It has tequila in it. Yum. Guinness is nice in steak pies. And he says, Michael likes that movie.
It's so bad, it's good. All right, What's next? This one's actually, the next piece of news is actually kind of big.
All right. Do you want to read it? Should I read it?
Go for it. Knock yourself
out. Right.
Go for it.
Newsrama.com update on DC Generation /3 Jokers. No new update for 3 Jokers by Jeff Johns / Jason Babbitt was originally announced for May, but isn't listed in the revised list. DC's official statement to Newsrama is pretty much stand by to stand by. Mm-hmm. DC hasn't even said that much for the Generations event, billed as the charge to DC's future. It was supposed to be a 5-part monthly event, culminating in what we can only assume is the much talked about 5G event.
I'm getting sick of Jeff Johns promising us stuff and then taking forever to deliver, you know?
Well, this one's a little bit... So check this out. This is why I think this one's big. So there's a lot of titles out there that have been put on the back burner with regard to COVID-19. Like, how do we want to release it? Some of the titles, I feel like the publishers are like, if we have to push this again, it's whatever, so let's put a date on it. Or this one is so big that I don't want to, like, put a date on it. Here's what's interesting about this news article that I read. So for the Joker... They say, hey, yeah, it's coming, just stand by, and it'll come out. It'll probably come out. I imagine if it's not June, then probably July, it's going to come out, right? Now, here's what's interesting. They won't say as much about Generations Gods Among Us, and here's why. So the Generation story is supposed to release and start in June with Generation 1, right? Or Generation 0, one of those two. And it's supposed to be a 5-month monthly arc. So the 5-month monthly arc would culminate with 5th Generation. Is 5th Generation going to happen? How is 5th Generation going to happen? You know, with Didio getting fired a week after the Generations deal was announced, they have no fucking clue. Is it going to even happen? And so while they'll tell you that the 3 Jokers are going to be like, it's a big deal, so we want to get this right. We don't have a date just yet, but it's coming. Okay, what about Generations? No comment. You know, like, and I think that says a lot. I think that says a lot.
I don't think the fan base is too excited for yet another relaunch, especially in the wake of Rebirth, and which just happened in
and Doomsday Clock, which is like another like soft reboot, I guess, if you want to call it. I don't know.
Yeah. Soft reboot, yeah. So, you know, just let the continuity run for a while. But back to Jeff Johns, like, he teased 3 Jokers back in Darkseid War. At the end of Darkseid War, it was like this big oh shit moment, you know what I mean? And then it's been years, you know what I mean? Like, fucking give us the 3 Jokers. And then people waited forever for Doomsday Clock. That took forever. there were months in between issues. It was so late and behind schedule. So I think, granted the COVID-19 is outside of his control and uncertainty at DC is outside of his control, but Jeff Johns is trends as just a dude that takes forever to deliver. It's frustrating.
Yep.
And he's a great writer. He is a great writer.
No, he's super dope. He's super dope.
Yeah.
Well, here's a question for you. Would you rather have someone that takes their time and is good, or someone that is always on time and is mediocre?
I need
I'd
a
rather
balance.
have someone always. I'd rather have always on time and good. You know what I mean? Like why? I think both are flawed. Both are not ideal. I would say always on time and good. They say I asked Kurt Busiek on Twitter once, I was curious about what it takes to get into the comic book business and be successful, and he said, be nice, be good, be fast. You have to be at least two of those things. So nice and fast, good and fast, nice and good. Well, so Jeff Johns is not nice. Nobody likes working with him. He is good, but he's not fast. So he's only one of the three things. So it doesn't really line up with what Kurt Busiek said.
It kind of reminds me of the whole George R.R. Martin thing. I think people know their value, man. People know, hey, this is what's gonna happen, and you're gonna do it on my timeline because you're not gonna go anywhere else. And I think you're right. I think I would like a balance. I think that Lo Tigre, Cypher Worlds in the house. But I think asking for I want you on time and excellent. I would my answer would be balance. I would like you on time most of the time. If there's a delay in something, there should be a real good reason for it. If your artistic genius just kind of exploded and you need to readjust something, okay, I got you because I trust your genius. But if you're telling me your genius is making you months and months late every title you come out, exaggerating, but still, then I would say no, that's not ideal. Go be a genius somewhere else.
So look at we were talking about Brian Michael Bendis and Donny Cates. Ring 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 ring. But you got guys that
motherfucking Cates.
Everything they do. Donny Cates, everything he does is great. Brian Michael Bendis, I would say the vast majority of everything he does is great. And both of those guys are so prolific. They put out multiple titles a month. They're always on time. They're always working. So all that says to me is it's possible. It's possible to be great and on time. So, I look at a guy like Jeff Johns, who is great. He doesn't have an excuse. What, is he just slow? I mean, is he so much greater than those other guys that it makes sense for him to be slow?
You just can't grasp the genius of Jeff Johns. I don't know.
He's just... I would say Jeff Johns is great. I would say he's not as great as Donny Cates. I would say he's not as great as Brian Michael Bendis.
No, I agree.
So,
you actually...
Good segue.
Yeah, I was going to say, you have no idea what a great segue that was.
I know, right? So his Thor plans are even bigger than his Venom arc. A fan on Twitter asked how long Cates planned to stay on the title, noting that Cates had previously said he plotted out a 5-year plan for Venom. My Thor plan is as big, if not bigger, than my Venom plan, if that gives you any indication, Cates responded. Like it or not, I'm not going anywhere anytime soon. Woo!
He's got big shit coming down the pipeline.
Yeah.
He's got his own mini universe, really. He's got a spiritually insular universe within Marvel Comics where all of his stuff links and ties together, starting with Thanos Wins, going all the way through Thor and Venom with the Silver Surfer and the Guardians and everything. So it's there's gonna be a culmination. I feel it in my gut, and after talking to him, when me and Robo talked to him at HawaiiCon, there's kind of I just have this feeling, and he's said as much, that there's going to be a big culmination of all of his shit, and it's going to be dope. So
Polly says, "Oh, we're back at Donny Cates." Best believe it, Donny Cates is a motherfucker. I wish I had the shirt on because then we'd be like we're cult members, and he is our Lord and Savior, Donny Cates.
so he said some things on Twitter a while ago that completely like. There was a time when he was beloved by everyone, and he's drawn the ire of the
fucking takes a stand, and they made me love him more. Go ahead, I know you're saying that.
And how many fucks did he give?
Not any. Well, a little bit,
fucks.
But he gave some fucks. But he deleted his Twitter. They said, "Oh, because he's a coward." Nope. because he offended the wrong people. Imagine I was sitting here being like super Mr. Feminist and saying that, like, if you don't like this, blah, 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 blah. And I said something along the lines of, I love my bitches, blah, 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 and give me more comics about bitches, right? Or something like that, right? And then a bunch of women go, hey, thanks for being on our side, but maybe don't call us bitches, right? And I go, you know what? You're right. Let me delete that because that was insensitive of me. Donny Cates did something along the same lines with the whole new characters of New Warriors, Safe Space, and Snowflake. And I don't know the whole story behind it, but apparently he had said some things that offended people.
It was so mild. It was very mild what he said.
However mild, I'm not in that community, so I don't know if it's mild or not. If it was mild to me, that doesn't matter. The people in the community, it wasn't mild to, so he did what I had the utmost respect for. He goes, okay, I didn't mean it like that, but I'm going to delete this because it doesn't matter what I think. It matters what you think. Unfortunately, the Comicsgate community, who he was, arguing with, took it as, oh, you're backing out of your own whatever the fuck. And Donny Cates is the dude who's like, and this is kind of like where I always want to be. We actually have a little bit of. This wasn't planned, but I'm going to tell a story later about a certain publisher. But sometimes you just got to take a stand. Sometimes you got to take a stand and you got to go, hey, this might cost me members. This might cost me followers. Maybe I have 10,000 people who think this way, who like me. And if I say this thing, it's going to make them not like me. And Donny Cates is fuck it. I don't care if they leave. Yeah.
They're so, like, those people, those commentators are so easily triggered too. Like, it's like Donny Cates is not Mr. fucking SJW. He doesn't like necessarily make like woke or SJW shit. He just tells stories.
Yeah,
but
it says normal shit. Like bigots are bad.
It's just normal ass shit that he writes. He's not known or making he's not constantly like doing anything like virtue signaling or whatever they say. He's just telling normal shit. But they're picking these I guess microaggressions to get completely bent out of shape about. And
conservative
it's funny
microaggressions.
because it doesn't match their rhetoric. It doesn't match their rhetoric because they're getting so upset about these microaggressions. But at the same time, these are the people that are like, oh, if you're offended, just fucking read something else. Who gives a shit? Fucking, I'm just the edgiest guy, and if you don't like it, who cares, But these are the people that are, like, rage tweeting and making their videos where they're like, oh, did you see how he treated his fans when he said this,
Hey,
like,
so Polly...
like, oh, sorry, go
I'll
ahead.
say Polly's right, Cypher. You're just late to the game, that's all. We did a whole finger guns thing. And we had a whole thing on when to do finger guns. You missed it. We're not going to do the whole thing.
Yeah, dude, you're such a Johnny come lately.
And that's spelled with a U,
segment.
just so you know.
What was that?
Come spelled with a U.
Yeah.
It's a jizz joke. Jizz joke.
Semen.
Semen.
Yeah, so check this out. Here's the deal. Let me
wait,
just
is this
fucking
a story?
say this.
I was going to ask about your story.
Go. It's about the same subject, but yeah, you're right. You were going to say something.
No, I want to hear you said you teased us with like this wasn't planned, but I need to talk about this.
Oh, I will. Let me say this first though. The way that, so you said something interesting, Judah. You were like, he doesn't really say a lot of, this big or this way. He says like normal shit. Like, here's the deal is, I would say that's 99% of what the whole SJW thing is. It's normal shit. It's literally all normal shit. Now, there is this sliver of like, you can't say anything. Like, I'm not going to give examples because I don't know, maybe I'm wrong on some stuff and I don't want to be wrong on air. But like certain words that you can't say that are considered ableist. And I'm like, come on. Like, you know what I mean? So I won't say the R word. I won't say certain things. But there might be something where like, oh, well, that's dumb. And then somebody gets super mad at me for saying the word dumb. And I'm like,
like any group of people, sometimes they're right, sometimes they're wrong. But
right.
Just preferences,
and I'm not even saying what's right and wrong. I can only give my perspective and my opinion on things, and you know what I mean. And that's all I do is to me I don't agree or whatever. But here's the deal: is the vast majority of SJWs are like Donny Cates, where they just call out bigotry when they see it. And what the whole Comicsgate deal revolves around is saying that when it's about identity, when it's about, I don't know, Captain America punching a Nazi, if it's an identity I can associate with, then it's a good story. If it's an identity I don't associate with, then it's identity politics. The whole idea of Comicsgate is, do I agree with you or not? And if I don't agree with you, then you're shitting on all the people who buy comic books, right? And so Donny Cates comes out and goes, listen, man, this hate that you have for characters that don't fit the mold that you want to see is you're a bigot. And that's just that. And man, and that caused an entire storm.
Yep.
What's funny is even when they're talking shit about him, they'll still say like, I like his writing and all, but like that's how fucking good he is. You know what I mean? Like they can't totally.
Yeah, a similar where they're like fuck, like it's they have this idea that equality for other people means less for them.
Right,
and so,
right. It's a tank, and there's only so much.
So they think it's this pie, and they get a certain share of it, and if that starts going away, then they have to fight to like keep their share of the pie, right? But then on top of that, they've also seen themselves, for the most part, because I think for the most part we're talking about cishet white men who have like seen themselves represented their entire lives in everything they're consuming, and then all of a sudden it changes, like the pendulum swings a bit, and they're like,
if you don't see the same story that you've seen for the past however many years, then that's an agenda.
Yep.
Here's the mind-blowing part of the whole deal. If I do a deep dive deconstruction on a movie that calls out capitalism and the patriarchy, all right? Yep. Oh, buzzwords, right? Then they can write a whole thing about identity politics and how I'm triggered and all this stuff, right? But when they look at a movie that supports like war and whatever the fuck, you know what I mean, like nationalism, things that they hold true to their heart, then that's just a good story. There's nothing identity about that. That's just a normal story. It's only when you don't, like, hey, I need you to tell stories exactly how I tell them, right? And if there's a gay person, I need his gayness to be like in the background. Muted. Because if you show him kissing a guy, you're pushing a goddamn agenda, and why can't he just be gay? I don't care about your fucking sexuality. This is bullshit. But a whole splash cover of Cyclops holding a dead Jean Grey. Like, that's a good story, bro. That's a good story. But if he was holding a dude, it's pushing an agenda. What the fuck, man?
Yeah.
Sorry.
It's the Dark Phoenix. And it is a good story, but that's not.
No, it is a great story.
No.
Hold on.
Yeah.
Great story. Yeah. I'm not saying it's not a good story. I'm saying that they could look at it, a hetero relationship, a guy like suffering over a woman, which is great. Yeah. There's no agenda. That's just a good story. But if he was gay and the cover was him holding the dude, now that's pushing an agenda. That's changing something. It's just bizarre to me. You want to hear the story? I don't know if Judah wants me to tell the story or not.
What's the story about?
You know what it's about. It's about Allegiance.
Oh, yeah. We decided we weren't going to interview... Oh, yeah, I'll let you tell it.
Ooh. Right.
So here's another news bit. Walmart is going to start holding comic books again.
Amazing.
Great. That just may be historic. So we see the headline, Walmart is going to be carrying comics at their end. They're going to have this end cap. Now, people kind of like, oh, you know, comic books are going back to grocery stores and Walmarts and stuff. And then I go, hey, I don't know if that's, you know, it's just this one publisher. So the publisher, we reach out. I get this idea, like usually it's Judah and Michael Malone reaching out to these people and hooking us up with some interviews and stuff like that. But I'm like, you know what? I'm going to write Allegiance Arts. Allegiance Arts is the publisher that has a deal with Walmart to put their comics out there. And so I write them. Hey, I freaking love comics. Here's a link. We did Rodney Barnes for his Philadelphia deal. We interviewed some people. Would you like to come on our show and be interviewed? I made a JV mistake by not doing my homework first. So after they say yes, by the way, and we have the receipts if it ever comes out otherwise, they're like, sounds fun. Whenever you guys are ready, we let them know a date, and they go, sounds great. We'll keep in touch. And I doubt they'll watch this video, so maybe they'll hit us up later. But something about it, man. Now in the United States, there's Walmarts everywhere. There's Walmarts in high-class neighborhoods, low-class neighborhoods. Walmart is a super ubiquitous place. But because of the family and because of the prices, it's kind of has a reputation for being low socioeconomic status, kind of like where people go. Like if you want to see people from low socioeconomic levels of society, then Walmart is where you go to see that kind of stuff. They were like the last ones when they were trying to get guns in the United States. They're trying to get guns out of grocery stores. That's an actual problem in the United States. Walmart held out like the longest. Walmart was like, no, we're selling guns. And if I'm not mistaken, there are still Walmarts where you can still go pick up a video game, a gallon of milk, and a gun in some places. Now, check this out.
3 essential food groups.
3 essential food groups. Well, in the United States, definitely. I'm not against guns. I have 2 guns upstairs. I have one in my drawer under my bed. And that's crazy to some people, and I get it. I'm an American, sorry. But here, check this out. As I do my homework, I find that a lot of Comicsgaters are happy about this. To connect. I'm thinking like the whole low socioeconomic thing, and even more so, Walmart is more associated with white low socioeconomic people. And I'm like, I don't know. I was driving one day. I'm like, let me do some Googling here. And lo and behold, we find that Comicsgaters are super happy that Allegiance Arts got this deal. I'm like, oh, fuck. So I look into it. The dude who does the lettering for all of I'm not going to say their names. The dude who does the lettering for most of the Allegiance Arts deals.
Because you don't remember their names.
Yeah, because I don't feel like fucking looking them up. And if I did, I don't want to give him fucking airtime. And he's like a lead Comicsgater dude. There's a woman on there who's like super lauded about Comicsgaters. Somebody was calling her out for exploitation and stuff like that, and it's kind of hard. It really is. It's kind of hard to argue with a woman on female exploitation when she's like okay with it. But she's lauded by Comicsgaters. Bottom line is the entire company in this move was lauded by Comicsgaters, and we kind of had a little meeting between us, and we were like, we're not doing it. We thought about doing like hey, let's ask him on camera, but it's like, it would just be disconnected.
It doesn't help anyone.
It doesn't. Hey, Cypher, I see you're out. I see you on live. Check out Cypher World.
Peace out.
By the way, he has a show we're recording tomorrow. We're gonna talk some old video games tomorrow. I'm gonna jump on it. Nice. Representing some IFLC over there at Cypher World. So we'll throw up the links whenever it happens.
Holly said there should be a segment Robo versus Comicsgate, which I love because we all love Raging Robo. That would be amazing.
Well, here's the thing that gets me about I want to do that, and that was the decision making process went like this. I hit up Judah and I go, "Hey, Allegiance Arts is fucking Comicsgate." Judah naturally goes, "Fuck." So we kind of brainstormed together, and one of the courses of action forward was
we do like an expose.
Yeah, let's bring them on and fucking ask them about it. Yeah.
We ask him some softballs, and then we say, "Hey, so are you guys affiliated with Comicsgate?" And watch what they say. But if they say no, then we press them and bring up all these examples that say that they are. Ask them if they support harassing Gail Simone, all the shitty things Comicsgate's done. And if they say yes, then we get into straight argument mode and ask and like really get to the bottom of it. And then it's like my thinking was like, fucking call them out in front of the world. You know what I mean?
Right.
Or in front of 9 people, depending on how you look at it. But I talked to my friend Sam, who he's been on the program before. He's been on one of our lives, and he's a good friend of mine from way back when. He writes for CBR.
And no shit journalist, yeah.
He's a real journalist, yeah. And so I asked him about it, and I told him the courses of action, and he goes, "Dude, I would just can the interview. You don't want to be associated with them in any way, shape, or form. You definitely don't want you don't want to come up when they're getting searched. You don't want to touch them with a 10-foot pole." And I was like, "Okay,
that's fair.
All right."
So here was my main thing about it is they got to deal with $1 billion corporation, Walmart, right? They're on Bleeding Cool. They have a whole. That's how I actually found out about it, from a Bleeding Cool article, and then went further to figure out down the rabbit hole to figure out what else is going on. I think it would put us on the map. But here's my biggest concern is it would take a lot of homework on our part, and I don't know if we would have time to do the homework needed to be actually like I know Comicsgate is shit, and even if there are individuals who might not be shit, who are like fooled by some of the bullshit, I can zoom out, not having any emotional ties to it, and go, no, this is the theme, and you're shit. These people, like the litter that I brought up, have been dealing with this on Twitter for years. Like they are so if you're like for example, if you're like a brand new atheist and you go up against a theist apologetics guy who's been doing this for 10 years, and you're like, well, I've decided God doesn't exist. I'm gonna do a YouTube video on this atheist, this atheist theologian. You just might walk away from it and look like an idiot because not prepared. So when we sit there and we're like gonna do a show, I wasn't confident in our ability to have all the answers when this guy who's been in the scene for 15 years like, but did you know this producer and this artist did this and that? Do you like them? And it's like, I wasn't ready for that question, So I'm just kind of like, I don't know.
That's always a big struggle for me too, and I'm sure it's the same for a lot of people where, like, do you separate the art from the artist sometimes?
It depends. It depends how bad the artist is.
So let me close by saying this official thing. I want to make this on the record. I am pretty fucking sure that there are creators with Allegiance Arts who are not Comicsgaters. I want to say that. I was looking at some of the creators. And good night, Michael Malone.
Night,
Gonna get my beauty sleep. Awesome chat with you guys, mate.
All right.
Polly's right. I imagine that would be actually even though I imagine there would be like this exchange. There would be, excuse me, and no, I'm not. I would rather not talk about Comicsgate, and then we'd push it, and they're like, okay, this is over, and then they would rage quit. And I don't know how good of we would just be wasting our time. So I don't know. But yeah, anyways, I just want to make it official. I was looking at some things that I'm pretty sure, I'm absolutely sure that there are a couple of the people who are in on this Allegiance Arts bit and getting their stuff published that are not Comicsgaters. But there's enough of them to where it's like, we're going to distance ourselves. So.
Yep. That makes sense to me.
Yeah.
Why bring down the wrath?
Fuck those people. And like, what? We're gonna lose sleep because we don't get to interview the no-name comic book company that's making shit for Walmart.
Yeah, it's funny because I remember last stream you were talking about Walmart comics, Judah, specifically. I feel like this is another thing you predicted.
So we didn't know then.
Divorced from the if you separate it from the actual Allegiance Arts, the concept. Okay, get rid of the word Walmart. Get rid of the word. Replace Walmart with supermarket. Replace Allegiance Arts with independent publisher. The idea of independent publishers making shit for supermarkets again is an exciting concept. Because that's how comics fucking started. You know what I mean? So it's like maybe new golden age or new great time of comics, whatever.
That's right.
So that's the part that excites me because I like comics and I want to see comics be strong as a medium.
To when we're all 70 and 80 years old, we can look back and be like, I was there. I was there.
Right.
I was there.
And I was a lad.
Right.
Yeah.
I I want it to be in the public consciousness. So from that standpoint, I was excited about it.
And we
but
still
at the same
are.
time,
We're just not excited about this specific publisher. Yeah.
It's not going to take off. You know what I mean? Like, nobody. You know who are the kids that are going to be at Walmart? They're going to be fucking girls and boys. Some of them are going to be brown skinned. Some of them might be gay if they're old enough to, I don't know, go through puberty. And they're, people. There's going to be all kinds of fucking people there that aren't just like little blue-eyed white boys. Yeah. So,
there is a black character, main character. Full disclosure, one of the main titles of the thing is based around a black frontier character, one of the first black sheriffs in the thing, and that's the kind of stuff that they're gonna bring up. They're gonna go, oh, we're bigots. Why is the thing we're happy about have one black? And I'm just like, you
chased so much Gail Simone off the fucking internet.
Yeah, exactly.
That's what like that. You chased a beloved person. And by the way, follow Gail Simone on Twitter because she's the best person. She's hands down the best person. Her comic book knowledge is like through the roof. She's hilarious. Every tweet she makes is like a combination of hilarious and interesting and just makes her more lovable. I kind of have a crush on Gail Simone. She's the best. But
not real.
Fucking
Good
love
taste.
her.
Good taste.
Goddamn, do I love her. But anyway, the idea that someone is sweet and nice and smart and kind as Gail could get chased off the internet by these people. I don't give a fuck what they do. You know what I mean? I don't give a fuck what else they do. Fucking Mussolini had the trains running on time. Who gives a fuck? You know what I mean?
That's right. Hey, I don't know if you guys know, but Adolf Hitler, the economy of Germany was booming under Adolf Hitler before the wars. Like, he was actually a super great, and he was great at painting. So, hey guys, you should just give him a chance. Like, Jesus Christ, dude. Jesus fucking Christ. Man, it's a good thing I'm not famous because maybe that'll get cut out and soundbited.
So if they were on this show, let's have their pretend interview. They're on the show and they're like, yeah, but look at our comic that we're
That's right, Polly. Hold on, real quick. This is it. I'm gonna add this to the fucking thing. That's exactly right. The whole because one of their titles centers around a frontier first black that. That's look, man. The entire Judah, just take off. Remember what you're gonna say. The entire idea when I zoom out and I look at everything that Comicsgate has done, and when I look at Comicsgate articles and I look at Comicsgate Twitter, they are fucking bigots. And just because you can show me a character that's gay in a Comicsgate title, just because you can show me that doesn't matter. It doesn't allow you to zoom out. And Polly hit the nail on the head. That's the I have a black friend in comics. Yep, that's right. All right, go ahead, Judah. Sorry.
What was it?
I told you to remember.
Yeah, it's they're on this program and they're like, yeah, but look at our new comic book. We have our frontier character who's black, and there's a chick in this other comic, and we have some non-binary people in our comics. Blah 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 blah. That's like that's a diversion from the question, which is why do you align yourself with people that chased all these women off of Twitter and harassed them and sent them death threats? And only seem to bitch when there's gay or browns in comics. You know what I mean? So it's like
that's the theme. Tell me one moment where it was just like, hey, I don't like bad. Like, tell me one bit of censorship. Are you complaining that there's no nipples allowed in Marvel and DC? Are you what? Where is the censorship that you're mad about? And when you look at the censorship that you're mad about, it's the fact that. Go ahead.
There's an intelligent conversation to be had about this stuff, and they're not having it. They're not part of that intelligent conversation. Me and Robo were talking about how a lot of times when they market a comic book that has a female, gay, or dark-skinned character, a lot of times they're like, well, cool, let's market it as that, and let's hire like a shit writer and get a shit artist and make it oriented towards kids. And that's annoying, and that does a disservice to dark-skinned people, gay people, and women. But that doesn't mean that gay people, dark-skinned people, and women are the reason why it's not good. It's because of shit writing and the fact that they don't want to invest in it, which is which is problematic all on its own. You know what I mean? So
which kind of leads into another problem I have with them is the fact that when they look at having a problem, when they look at poor sales or anything like that, automatically confirmation bias sets in with these idiots that are like, see, it's
get
because
woke,
this.
go broke.
I'm like, yeah, exactly. Get woke, go broke. I'm like, So is Barnes and Noble's closing a lot of half their shops or most of their shops because they went woke? Like no, print media is struggling in general. Or I publish a story, and here's the deal: when you do confirmation bias, a fucking ton of non-LGBT, non-minority titles get produced and fail. But when I look at them, they go, oh, because bad art, shitty story. And if it doesn't fit in their little anti-LGBT bubble, then that title is allowed to fail because it was a bad story or because people aren't reading fucking print media anymore. But then if you just put one fucking homosexual in the book, one gay person, then
that's the only reason.
Then that's it. That's why. Oh, it's because you changed the character to a woman, it failed. Not because they hired a shit writer.
Never mind that everybody fucking loves X-23. Everybody fucking loves Bishop. Everybody fucking loves Falcon. Everybody fucking loves Falcon when he was Captain America.
Samuel Jackson's fucking dude. You know what I'm talking
about. People loved the Ultimates.
What's his name?
People, it's like there's people love Spawn. You know what I mean? Like they'll ignore all these very popular characters of color or gay characters,
you're not pushing an agenda down my throat. Those don't push agendas down my throat. Agenda.
Right. It is. Whatever. Yeah. I don't even know. I don't even know what their criteria is or what makes it good.
I don't think they know.
Exactly. Yeah. They don't even fucking know.
Yeah.
And here's one more thing I'll say on the record. I bet you. See, a lot of these concepts that people talk about when it comes to like SJW and like any of these kind of like politics type of stuff, you have to talk on a general zoomed out scale. I'd be willing to bet there's a person out there who's not a bigot and supports LGBT stuff that has foolishly aligned themselves with Comicsgate because they've bought their bullshit where they're just about the comic book writer and non-censorship and stuff like that. And I'm like, to those people, you're probably not watching our show because you turned it off a long time ago with our fucking anti-Comicsgate shit. But to those people, I'll say, bro, you're not zooming out enough. And and like the example you gave about whole Gail Simone stuff, like when you're fucking shitting on people because they want a gay character in Marvel or DC, when you're shitting on people because they want to take a title that's tried and true and say this one sells, let's reboot and make them black. You can reboot Flash and Robin 87 times with 87 different people, and it's not a Comicsgate issue. You could change their name 80 fucking times, but it's not an issue until you make them black or gay. What the fuck?
You can define the sincerity of a movement by its watershed moment. So, Comicsgaters, they claim that they just want good stories and good writing, and that's what they'll say.
Yeah.
But you got to ask, where the fuck were they when Where the fuck were they during Heroes Reborn, which was fucking awful, or the never-ending Spider-Man clone saga, or the really shitty Magneto War, or the Ages of Apocalypse the 12, or like all these famously bad storylines from the 90s and the early 2000s? It's like, where were they? Their watershed moment was that a bunch of female creators posted a selfie on Twitter. That's what kicked off Comicsgate. So, whatever they say, whatever they do, whatever happens after that, you got to think, like, what started this? And it was a bunch of female creators were hanging out at a restaurant or something. They took a selfie of themselves. They posted on Twitter, and it was just a wave of people shitting on them. And some of them decided, God forbid, bless their hearts, they decided to, defend themselves. And that's where the rage fit started. Mm-hmm, so, They're not stupid. They might be stupid, but they're not stupid, if that makes any sense. They read the criticism, they read the arguments from people like George or from people like Robo, people like Rhi. They'll read those criticisms and they'll tailor their message as it's going so that they can continue to exist and fight back against those criticisms. Like, oh, people are calling us bigots. Okay, well, look at these female comic creators look at these female characters we approve of. Look at these gay characters we approve of. Oh, they're saying that we harass people on the internet. Well, look what they said about us when they were defending themselves. Like, they'll constantly tailor their message to almost becomes unrecognizable, but it has the same bedrock of we saw a bunch of chicks post a selfie and we got angry. So fuck them. You know what I mean?
Yep. Amen.
All right.
Yeah. I got 2 last news things to wrap us up with. So did you guys ever read The Walking Dead: The Alien?
No. I was trying to look up a synopsis about it, and I was hoping that Michael Malone would not go to bed just yet.
Well, I've got one in front of me. It's a 32-page story with Jeffrey Grimes as he deals with the outbreak in Barcelona, Spain. So
Barcelona with the Spanish accent. I like it.
Nice.
So Brian K. Vaughan and Panel Syndicate, they're getting an oversized.
Hello.
Exciting. So if you want to read it, now's the time. And speaking of Walking Dead, on HumbleBundle.com, you can get the entire Walking Dead series on digital format for $17 until the 17th. Okay.
So check this out. So
I'm gonna
the entire listen. The entire Walking Dead collection from 1 to fucking the end for $17 on the digital format. To do that before this sale would have cost you $454.
Whoa.
$17. So here's another thing. So you say, oh, is it for the license? It's DRM free. It's yours. They will give it to you on PDF format. You can print it out yourself if you wanted to. It's not one of those like licensing thing to where if Humble Bumble goes out of business, you don't have it anymore. You can get the entire Walking Dead series on multiple different formats, from PDF to EPUB to whatever, for $17 fucking dollars.
It's pretty
if
amazing.
You don't go just throw that up there and get it now, even if you have them in books, $17. That's amazing. That's crazy. Yeah.
I got all 4. What are they called? The like omnibuses or whatever. There's like 4 of them. The collected editions.
You have them?
And yeah, I have them.
Wow, that's dope.
They're not unpacked, but yeah, I've got 4 of them, and each one of those is like $100 over here. So
see?
It's just so much fun, and that's like the cheapest way I could buy it over here.
Yeah.
You know, getting that many stories, but fuck, like the ending. I don't know if you guys finished it, but it was so satisfying.
I didn't even finish the TV series.
I never got into The Walking Dead. I liked the TV series until it became irreconcilably stupid, and then I just had to stop. I couldn't continue.
That's fair.
So would you say it's objectively bad? No, don't answer that. Stop.
I mean, it is at this point. But Carol, man, the chick that plays Carol.
So nothing is objectively anything. However,
oh shit!
If you establish parameters, which you have to in order to say something's objectively good or bad, you have to establish a parameter. If the thing doesn't meet the parameters that you've established, then it's objectively not fitting those parameters.
But if you have one population who's established one parameter and a different population who's established a different parameter, you still don't have an objective truth for it. So if there's still a bunch of people who love this thing and think it's well done, yeah.
So what I would ask them is, what are your parameters for what makes something good and what makes something bad? And maybe they have a satisfactory answer. I don't think so. But who knows? You know what I mean? That's an argument.
But that would still only have to be satisfactory to you. So like Judah doesn't define what. Judah can only define what Judah likes. That's it.
So this is more of an ethical principle that I didn't come up with. But if you're going to determine the value of something, whether it's good or bad, you have to come up with criteria. Otherwise, you're just saying what feels good, what feels bad. You have to come up with criteria. So, you know, if you're going to say that if I showed you a circle and I was like, hey, is this circle big or small? You can't answer that question until you define how big a big circle is and how small a small circle is. So until you come up with that algorithm, that law, that rule,
until you come up with that algorithm that pleases Judah, then I get to make up my own rules.
I can't tell if you're kidding or not. You really don't understand what I mean, or?
I totally understand what you mean. I disagree with you.
So So
I disagree with you that you can't have an objective truth on taste and opinion that is separate from is a circle big or small with regard to parameters when you sit there and compare it to something. Is the circle big or small compared to a flea versus the Empire State Building? You need perspective and parameters. Is a story good? You can't do that. You can't do that. And I think that if there are 1 million people who think this story is awesome and 1 million people who don't, and they come to different parameters on difficulty, then no one is correct. They are correct in thinking they're good.
So if one person says, I think this story is good, this is what I would say makes a good story, and it meets that standard. And another person says, well, I think it's bad. This is what I've established to determine whether something is good or bad. Then they're both right because they're both following whatever parameters they've come up with. But if one person says, I think this is good and this is the thing I apply to all things that determines whether something is good or not, and someone else says, I think it's bad because it just sucks, just because I just don't really like it, just because whatever, then that's fine. They're still valid in feeling that way, but now they're not objectively saying anything. They're just sharing their opinion. You know what I mean?
When it comes to art and something as subjective as art, I don't think you can objectively say anything with regard to whether or not it's good or bad. That's all.
That's what Polly was saying. Technically, art is way too subjective for that. It's based off emotional appeal.
The question of fine. Is this circle is big is not the same as is this show good or not. It's totally different.
What did you just say though? You just said it's based on emotional appeal. Okay. Anything that gives me an emotional response is good. In order for something to be good, it has to give me an emotional response. Well, then you can say this gave me an emotional response. Objectively meets my criteria for it being good.
Interesting.
Yeah.
But that's still based on you as a person. Well, if 1 million people disagree with you and say it gave me an emotional response and you don't agree with that, that doesn't make anybody right or wrong. Which means it's not objective. Which means it's subjective. Which means that there's nothing objectively right or wrong about art.
But they've established a criteria. They're not just saying it's good or bad. They're not just like.
So you're allowed to have an opinion as long as you have parameters you agree with.
As long as you have a basis for your opinion, yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
So.
Right. And there are definitely formats like Judith's talking about in terms of like competitions, awards, where they have objectively good and objectively bad.
But even then, when you look at the Academy Awards, the Academy Awards panel is not an objective opinion. They all have. You could just look at the comments that what's the director's name? About the Netflix guy who thinks the MCU is bad, Martin Scorsese. So Scorsese says these things, right? You take it, other people who are just as learned and educated and accomplished as he is, who might have different opinions on it. Even the Academy Awards panel doesn't have an objective standard. They can only talk about what subjectively works for them, and they cast their vote at that point. Art, you cannot. I do not believe you can judge art objectively. It's silly to me to think you can.
If you there is a line, and you have that line too. Like,
personally,
it would be subjective. If I took a short video of this portion of my wall, just the white of my wall, and it was 15 seconds long, and I showed it to you, and I said, "Is this movie good?" You're gonna sit there and look at it and be like, well, sure. If maybe if someone resonates with that, then yeah, I guess it could go either way. Are you going to say that it's objectively a bad movie if it's just 15 seconds on my wall, or are you going to say, oh yeah, it's just a matter of opinion. That's what art is. It's just a matter of opinion.
It's funny you saying it like that because Polly is bringing up the Plato's myth about the cave or the allegory of the cave. That's where like Socrates describes a group of people who have changed the wall of the cave all their lives, and they face a blank wall. Yeah, and so they always see shadows projected, which is their reality. It's kind of like what you just described, Judah, where it's like it depends on so much shit, like what life you've lived, if you've ever seen a phone before. Like, imagine how amazing that 15-second white wall video would be to someone that's never seen movie
video.
Ever.
And that's a fair point. That's a fair point. Yeah. So, okay. All right, I can see how the society we live in definitely affects our parameters. that we set when determining if something is good or not. And maybe something that's good now wouldn't necessarily be good 100 years from now or 1,000 years from now as our society changes.
Timeless and not timeless stuff. Oh my
Glynis, we will settle this. I just want to let you know the three of us on the screen right now are definitely going to solve world problems. And the question about subjective reality and opinions that have been around for thousands of years will be settled here and live in the apocalypse.
Tune in. Before we wrap up, did you guys hear about this National Treasure TV series that's happening?
No.
Oh my god, I'm so pumped. It's going to be so bad. I think it's a Disney Plus thing.
Oh.
The thing that nobody asked for or wanted.
Yeah, like, hey, how successful was National Treasure? You know what?
It was fine.
Judah, you've convinced me. National Treasure is objectively bad. And if you like it, you're wrong. No. It really was just like a stupid movie. Yeah.
It is pretty shitty.
Yeah.
It is.
I want to know like the pitch meeting though. Like, you know, and like it reminds me of the Screen Rant pitch meeting dude. I fucking love that guy. He's hilarious and you know, like barely an inconvenience. I want to be in that pitch meeting room. It's like, hey, National Treasure. You know how like everybody loved it? Let's make it a TV show. And some old dude who's probably never seen it like, I trust you. Let's do this. I don't know. I have no idea. Before we go, apparently this whole thing was just about news and us ranting about it in between.
I loved it. That was really fun.
That was great. I had a lot of fun. I do want to put up
bookmarks.
No, that, but I want to put up some of our bloopers.
Ooh. All right. Just fucking air out dirty laundry for everyone.
Yeah. Are you good with it? In this particular set of bloopers, I just want to let me add some disclaimers. In this particular,
I don't
set
think
of
the guy
bloopers,
dying is funny. I don't think if someone dies,
I forgot about that part.
He's a comic book creator.
Yeah.
I really don't think it's funny. It was the situation that was making me laugh. It wasn't. I'm his family. So like his fans. I sincerely.
Disclaimer.
Yeah. And by the way, I also no. The only descriptors I wanted to give is that I'm pretty sure that all three of us were pretty sleep deprived in this part of the day. So some people react differently. Judah, believe it or not, is in a really uncomfortable chair. I went and helped him move some shit around, and I saw it. And it has like 3 plastic straps he's sitting on, which cannot be comfortable. So I think sleep dep and just stress and everything made nobody in a great mood. But for some reason, I deal with sleep dep differently, and I found it fucking hilarious. Hold on. I was dying. Fucking dying. Alright, let me get this. I'm gonna spin it up and then where did I put that? I loaded it up in
Hey Judah, can you give us some hold music? Da, 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 da.
You know what I could play? I could play first is
Yeah.
See, do I have any easily accessible toys? Oh, I got Ellen Ripley right here. Get away from her, you bitch! That's the best part of any movie ever, by the way.
I agree.
Get away from her, you bitch! Fucking love that.
All right, so check this out. I'm gonna change this to screen share.
Nice.
And then I'm gonna play it. Man, I wish you guys can see it live. I don't know how to mess with this freaking software that great. But just pay attention to your YouTube, and in about 20 seconds you'll see what they see.
Sweet.
So I'm gonna screen share this. I'm gonna go to that. And real quick, what did you guys think of the editing? This is the one where Judah pretends to know about the sex scenes.
Yeah, with the IFLC splashes, I liked it.
Yeah, and then did you see when you were like, close your eyes?
Can people hear us right now, or are they just watching the thing?
Ree's like the only honest one here. Yeah, in the Dr. Manhattan.
No.
I could tell by the way Judah's saying yes, he didn't see it.
I didn't. I didn't get that far. I started watching it this morning.
Motherfucker. Yeah. You motherfucker.
But I did see the. I did.
All right.
Cute.
It's coming in choppy.
You're coming in choppy.
Oh,
Hold on. So yeah, so like Rhi, like as soon as they say like the sex scenes, Rhi is like honest. She's like transparent. She's like, oh wait, what? She hadn't seen it yet. Judah's like, yep. And I'm like, no, you fucking didn't.
I loved it.
Where are the
You're
bloopers
trying to
at?
be your bestie.
Yeah, I did.
Trying to support you.
Oh my god, yeah.
Be bro.
We're gonna play this. Oh yeah, and then we're gonna do just one episode, not like forever. One episode of Don Cheadle's Captain America.
Oh yeah, please.
But right after I find, so I'm going through the news.
Whip, whip, wheel. Thanks everyone for joining us today, by the way. Lots of fun.
Yeah, it was good. Hey, what's up, Dakota? Haven't seen you in a while.
You guys should talk about some of the Alien comics.
I love Alien. I love Aliens. I'm not as well versed in the Aliens comics as Michael Malone. Maybe we should get him on here to talk about them. Absolutely. But I do love the first two Alien movies. I find them exceptional. The rest, I hope that eventually, there were rumors that they were going to erase the other Alien movies from continuity and just make like another sequel to Aliens 2,
like
which would be awesome.
Reboot?
A reboot starting at it with Aliens 3. Like, Aliens 1 and 2 remain canon. Alien 3 continues the story, ignoring the others. The only way they're going to be able to do that, though, 3 was the same. Ridley Scott directed 1. James Cameron directed 2, the best one. And then the 3 was Ridley Scott again, and then it was just a bunch of other random shit that, whatever. But I mean, 3 was largely reviled by most people. And if you watch it, it's so short, and Newt, like the most important character of Aliens 2, dies off camera before 3 even starts. It was terrible. But there were talks a little while ago. It was Neil Blomkamp was going to direct a sequel to 2 that just continues the story as if Newt never died. Wow. But it just never happened. It's Ridley Scott can't let his fucking claws off the franchise. So when he dies or runs out of money or Me Too's someone or something, until that happens, he's stuck with Aliens.
I know this is probably a controversial opinion, but I don't know if you guys saw Alien Covenant or Prometheus 2, whatever you want to call it.
I personally saw them both.
Yeah, I liked it. I liked Alien Covenant.
I'm all about that.
Didn't like it.
That's my thing though. That's my I like that before time. Like if there was some like movie based around here's the society that happened before the Big Bang or something cosmic and ridiculous. Like I love shit like that. So like seeing the beginning with those giant fucking aliens, I think is dope.
Yeah, that's rad.
I like the concept. It's Ripley. It's Ripley to me. The first two Alien movies would just be another monster movie if it wasn't told through the eyes of Ripley. Strong female lead with such a relatable, complex character with so many different facets, and she goes through like this development, this character journey, and then they just exclude her after the third one, after Aliens 3, and
she's in Resurrection.
Sort
she
of.
throws that basketball.
The actress is in Resurrection, but the character isn't Ripley. It's a clone of Ripley.
Yep. And
she's a completely different character. But they to continue making Alien movies without having Ellen Ripley is kind of like if they kept making MI6 movies without James Bond. Like, here's another story of M and Q, like just doing shit. You know what I mean? It's like it's the ingredient that matters to me is Ellen Ripley, and the aliens are just like anyone can make monsters. You can have any monsters in any movie, aliens in any movie. You know, what made those special was her. So.
I actually thought the same about Predator with Arnie Schwartz. I was like, that's what made it special, you know?
Right, yeah. I'm with you. And Predator 2 is one of the worst movies that's ever been made. It's definitely, it's impressively bad.
Yeah, it's so fun.
right, let's
All right.
play this video real quick. Let's go to. All right, I am sharing my screen, and just thinking about it makes me laugh. I don't know why it's so funny to me. I hope everybody finds it as funny as I do. Here we go. Oh my gosh, let's do it. Fucking
She's dead, Glynis.
play the
Not
goddamn
Judy,
movie.
but the character.
Yeah, that's fair.
It's not letting me click the thing. What the fuck? What the fuck, over?
I can guarantee you they'll squeeze one more out of Sigourney before she goes.
I hope they bring her back to the franchise. I have a plot in my mind for what Aliens 3 should be about, and it's not what they're gonna do, but still, it'd be awesome.
This is written by Darwin Cook.
By the way, that was a scratch, not a pick. If anyone was watching.
Yeah. Oh, I mean, okay, it's playing now. It's playing now.
Let me just put that in there. This guy's dead. So we have to have some.
Which, by the way, is not funny. That's.
By the way, it's not funny, and then he starts laughing.
We have to cut that.
God damn. What's funny right there is not that he's dead, it's just the reaction.
Even because I can't trust my ears. Because then I'm like,
Don't you hate when you can't
what's up,
trust
guys?
your
Yeah.
that equation. Yeah,
What do you,
to that guy.
fix what? Yeah, it's on my ears. It's on my ears, bro. What do you want me to do?
Judas
Maybe we
giving.
should just both go like that, and then you'll look normal.
Look,
Judah
he's so
will be
serious.
the weird one.
Judah.
Why so serious?
Judah.
Judah. Judah was the only one trying to get work done that day.
Yeah, for real.
That's
That's
right.
the energy we need for a live.
What up? IFLC. This is Judah Rad. This is part 1 of our
The chair.
bazillion part
The chair.
Watchmen series.
Get
Today we're gonna be
me
talking
out of
about
this fucking
Watchmen,
chair.
The Minutemen, drawn by Darwin Cook. So this is basically
Do you still want to do
your
the do you
prequel.
still want to do the quick, super fast intro?
He's so
What up,
mad
what
I
up?
interrupted him
Robo, he would read,
to give my input.
blah, blah, blah. We're here to talk about it.
You
So,
bitch.
like,
He's staring at the camera, doesn't talk for like 3 seconds.
Okay.
am I
We were
cheating?
all so tired. That's the other
So we're
thing.
gonna get
Oh.
into before the
And
Watchmen.
probably
or really
drunk.
just before Watchmen, and this is the Minutemen section of Before Watchmen. So this is written by Darwin Cook, and what we're looking at is a prequel
Oh my
to
God.
the Watchmen.
And then you
focusing
pretend
on
to
the
blow your brains out.
1940s
And I
time,
pretend to blow my brains out.
told through the lens of the Night Owl, the first Night
Oh,
Owl.
no.
Hollis.
And this is when I start
Night Owl
crying
scene. What do
laughing.
you guys think about this one?
Good.
It's good.
It's alright. Yeah, it's good.
And Judah isn't even like, he's like, what the fuck are you guys laughing at?
Before Watchmen.
It was the best of Before Watchmen, which
Yeah,
I
That
guess,
beard definitely makes me look angrier.
Yeah.
That's definitely something.
I miss the
I ever-
beard, man.
Judah.
R.I.P.
If I-
the beard.
If I ever have kids, I need to have a beard
You
with
know when you
kids,
go to
just so that I
practice?
can put the fear of God into them.
Is that all right?
He's got the gigs.
I said it's
I like
do a
your troll
practice run,
faces.
yeah? Right?
La 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 la.
Okay, okay. Oh my god, that's so fucking good, man. Oh fuck, that's all I needed in my life. If I ever like feel sad, I just gonna watch that of Judah about to flip his fucking shit. Oh,
It's because
alright.
I'm normally such a happy-go-lucky guy.
I think that's, you know what? I'm not even kidding. I think that's what it is. Like, you don't get mad. Like, you're like, you know. But, like, when we're laughing and you're just staring at us with this serious face, like, what the fuck are you guys laughing at?
It's
It just
so
made
not
me
Judah.
laugh. Oh,
It's so
God.
Yeah.
I was laughing my ass off. Whew. Okay.
You look
so-
scary with the beard.
all right. So, in our
anymore.
closing, we're gonna go ahead and do one little spiel of Don Cheadle. You know what? How about this? So we could all watch it at the same time. Do you guys want to? When do you guys want to share? Yeah, screen share, and then we'll all watch it at the same time.
Yeah, I got it. I'm on it. Just give me a few seconds.
God, dude.
I have have
That's
a
so
quick,
good.
short, contained conversation?
Hey,
Yeah.
Robo, what did you think of today's episode?
I think it was great, especially the part where Judah thought we were laughing at him, and
Really,
and he's
laughing at our own stupid fuckery.
and I'm like, he's
He was like he's trying to lead us into this like prep, and we're just there
Yeah.
pretending to shit
well, here's
ourselves.
the best part is that the best part of the whole thing was that this is actually kind of mean, but whatever. Because it was a practice, and then I was trying to explain, I couldn't spit it out. That like, hey, are you good? Do you know this is practice? Meaning, like when we're doing this number and we're like pretending to blow our brains out, like we're not trying to ruin the video. And then he thought I was critiquing something he was doing wrong, which it wasn't. I was just laughing because I'm tired and fucking dumb. And then, and the part I cut out, he was like, I don't understand the criticism. He goes, I don't understand the criticism. And so the fact that he thought we were laughing at something he was doing wrong, this is what an asshole I am. Like somebody like Yuri, if you had received what was going on in his mind, that might make a normal person feel bad. Like, oh no, it wasn't because of that. That just made me laugh even harder.
Robo, you're such a supervillain.
I was
You're
like,
100% supervillain.
oh. But
This is why you love him.
this is why we love each other, though. We do this to each other all the time. We're like brothers. It's good.
Cute.
Oh man.
You were sharing for a second, Judah. Now it's gone. Now it's
Is it
back.
sharing again?
Hold on.
Yeah.
Oh, hold on. I gotta turn off some
All right.
cams here. Then I gotta turn on your share. Boop, boop.
Beep, boop, beep.
All right.
Funny or die. Like your thing on your screen, make it big because we can see what you see now.
Make me big.
Okay, it's big. It's big. You guys ready? I'm gonna hit
Yeah.
play.
I'm ready.
You sure it's big?
You guys seeing this?
Can't hear it.
Britta.
The volume is up.
You can hear it?
Yeah, I can hear it.
Can you hear it, Rhi?
No.
Yeah, it's just like in the corner and silent.
Nobody can hear this?
No, can't see it, and then he kills it. All right, I'm gonna do it on my end. You want to try, Rhi, just to see if it's a settings issue?
Captain Planet, he's
He's the hero.
Gonna take pollution down to zero. Something, 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 something. He's fighting for the planet side. Yo, we're the Planeteers, and you could be one too, bitch. Cause
saving our planet is the thing to do. Looting and polluting is not the way.
It's not the way.
Here's what Captain Planet
has to say.
The power is yours.
Yours. So my screen sharing? So what's happening?
Okay. Yeah. All right. Let me pop you on, and we're gonna take you off, and you off. Wait, where'd it go? You're not screen sharing anymore.
I'm not.
I'm no longer screen sharing.
There you go. You are screen sharing. Let me take Aaron off. Boom. You are screen sharing now. But it's not.
Right.
It's not pushing audio through.
Not getting
That's
audio?
weird.
Are you hearing it, Aaron?
Yeah.
I'm not hearing it. That's weird. That's a huge weakness in this this screen sharing technology.
Yeah. But here's what we're gonna do.
That's
We're gonna take this off, and we're gonna share it on
I
my
was-
side. Ah, fuck it. Hey, you guys should go. You guys go to
check it out.
Yeah.
Just fucking check it out.
Yeah, you should go to YouTube and Google Don Cheadle Captain Planet and enjoy yourself.
Good shit.
Because
Yep.
It's
Have
fun.
a
It
it's
giggle.
really good. It's really good.
is good.
Heart!
All right, guys. Well, good times.
Oh, did we want to show the? Everybody in here
Yes.
has already seen it.
Yeah.
But sure. All right. If you're watching this after the live and you made it to an hour 45 minutes,
Thank you.
That's pretty good. That's pretty fucking good. And lucky you get to see the merch. So we got a couple things here. Today, for sure, the Teespring is gonna get done. I ordered a hoodie with this splash, actually. So that splash up there. Reminder, guys, I'm using a different camera. You guys won't see what I'm doing here. But we also got some stickers. A whole shit ton. Now, minus the ones that we have to give away to our lovely mods who deserve way more than this, but hopefully instead of money, they'll take stickers.
Same.
Yeah. So the rest are gonna get put up on Teespring. I'm sorry, Etsy. Etsy store will have some stuff. If you buy a bookmark, you get a free sticker for free anyway. And then we're gonna finish our Teespring, and hopefully at least by next week on our next live show, I'll have a sweet ass white hoodie with the IFLC splash on the chest, and you'll be able to get one too, because you'll be like, I want to be dope. And
that's a white hoodie, not a white hood, which we would never have.
Yeah, so like just basically like it's a white hoodie, has a splash right here. You put the hoodie up, and just in case you want to put things inside your hat, you know,
there's
put
a little
some
point.
It's like extra space and a point.
Yeah.
And with COVID-19, sometimes you need to block yourself if you're going to the grocery store, so you can pull it all the way down. There's little eye holes that you can look through. And
to kind of show how inclusive we are, we've also included a plus sign on the hoodie, right here, and just to show how much we mean it. It's like an inflamed plus sign
in solidarity with Christianity, and like, hey, your religion is fire. So
yes,
this is good. What the fuck are we doing?
Wow.
All right, yeah, you should go buy this stuff. There's no pointed hood. There's no Christian symbol on fire. So this is gonna be.
That was great. All jokes. That was all jokes. Anyway,
and this might be the end of us. All right, guys. We're gonna go ahead, and before we ruin ourselves, before we even take off on this thing, drop it an credit card. See ya. Love you guys.
Live with Judah and Robo.